Welcome to my B&B Today's Show channel. I hope today fantastic for everyone. Please hit the subscribe button and give this video thumbs up. Finn reveals the worst to Steffy as Liam struggles with dizziness and blurred vision. Steffy is speechless upon receiving Finn's text at the Cliff House. Liam turns to look at her sad face. Steffy obliges Kelly's request to take a picture while Liam and Kelly make funny faces. Liam then turns his questioning gaze once more toward Steffy. Steffy's surprised Liam has to sit down when he gets dizzy. Kelly expresses her gratitude to him for performing there. They embrace. Steffy appears tortured. Kelly inquires whether her mother is able to view the pictures. Steffy's eyes well up with tears. Kelly inquires, "Mommy, why are you crying?" Kelly hears Steffy say that she's just watching her and her dad. It's a pleasure to see them together. This is a very special evening. It's one for the books, Liam concurs. Kelly extols the virtues of their own father-daughter dance. She made him tired, Liam jokes. He thanks her once more for being late and compliments her dress. He assures her that there is nothing to be concerned about. He hears Kelly say that he is the best father. "I have no desire to let you go." Additionally, Liam is unable to let her go. Steffy transmits a text. Tragic information. He texts Steffy and updates Grace and Bridget in Finn's office. He inquires once more if they are certain about Liam's condition. They confirm that the mass cannot be removed. They haven't even figured this out yet. Finn can't believe it. They weren't looking for a tumor, Bridget says. Grace concurs that they were dealing with a brain bleed. Since Liam left the hospital, they don't know what they're looking at. They need him back there right now, Bridget warns. Steffy sends Finn a text message. Liam is at our location. He chooses to return home. They regret it and wish they had received better news. Bridget and Grace talks about Liam's case while she is alone on the phone. The diagnosis remains valid. She hangs up and informs Bridget that Liam is out of options. "I'm sorry." Bridget weeps because he is so young. Grace concurs that it is unfair. Patients of this age with a tumor of this kind are not often seen. Bridget is concerned about Steffy, Kelly, Hope, and her sister Bridget. Those young girls have already lost their father. How on earth is Liam going to ever say goodbye to those girls? Considering the future, Taylor catches Ridge off guard at the Forrester mansion as he wraps up a call about the fashion show. He warns her that she might have to work all night and go to work. Taylor believes that Kelly and Liam are currently having a great time at the dance. Ridge takes Taylor into his lap and kisses her because he is inspired. They discuss how close Kelly is to her father as they look at pictures of her in her dress. Her year will be dominated by this dance. According to Taylor, both Liam and his daughter will remember it fondly. Ridge is fascinated by being a father. He misses the memorable events and milestones with his children. With his two stunning girls, Liam still has everything in front of him. Taylor and Ridge discuss the positive parenting qualities of Steffy and Liam. It's difficult. Kelly considers them to be one big, contented family. Finn is also a part of it. Kelly is surrounded by such tenderness. Taylor goes over the fact that Liam has always been there for Steffy and Kelly and will always be. They discuss the fact that Liam has two daughters but does not live with them. Ridge is certain that he despises being apart from his girls. More, the crossover of B&B and Beyond the Gates. Liam has problems. Kelly tells Liam that she wants to dance to a different song at the Cliff House. He puffs, but he is so exhausted and needs some rest. "It's time for bed," Steffy tells her daughter. Kelly rushes over to Finn as soon as he enters to inform him that she and Liam had their very own dad-daughter dance in the living room. "Daddy got really tired." Finn inquires about his mood right now. Liam responds, "Good. Yeah, everything is fine." Steffy and Finn look at each other. More, video preview of B&B. Kelly keeps asking Liam to do it again, but he says they'll do it again for the rest of their lives. They move on to the bedroom after Kelly asks her father to tuck her in. Kelly is taken to the bedroom when Finn calls Liam. He hears from Finn that he is an amazing father. Liam responds, "Man, thanks." Steffy asks Finn about the text once she is all alone. "Tell me Liam will be fine." Liam experiences dizziness while moving Kelly's stuffed animals off the bed in her room. Kelly shows up, and he hides it. He gets in beside her to read her a story while tucking her in. The page becomes suddenly blurry. While Liam's vision returns after clearing his throat, he still feels off and cannot continue. Kelly inquires about the issue. Steffy tells Finn in the living room that Liam was fine before he hit his head at Bill's. Finn claims that it may have been expanding. He was not discharged, so he needs to go back to the hospital. Steffy asserts that a treatment is required. Fair that Finn is unaware of this. He is Beth and Kelly's father and plays a significant role in her life. This has to be a mistake, Steffy gasps. She hears Finn tell her that the hospital did additional scans and discovered a mass. They cannot perform surgery. There might be a way to lessen the effects or ease the pain, but Steffy cries out, "Don't say this." Finn apologizes. There is no simple way to put this. Liam is going down. Methods by which Finn can allow Luna into his heart. These work. The Bold and the Beautiful strongly suggests that Steffy Forrester and Bill Spencer's own son, Liam Spencer, are taking advantage of him. Find out everything you need to know by reading on below. Liam and Steffy are betraying the Bold and the Beautiful Bill. Given that he was the one who last got into a fight with Liam, his father was the only person who should have been at the hospital as soon as he collapsed. However, Steffy was the only one who transported him to the hospital. Steffy, on the other hand, promised to keep his condition a secret from everyone else, didn't call anyone, didn't tell his family that he was close to death, or did anything else. Bill has been kept in the dark at every turn by Liam and Steffy. And to think that man is his father is amazing. He ought to be aware of what's going on. The internet certainly did have a lot to say about the subject, as our readers can imagine. Some even added, everyone was at the hospital worrying and crying at Steffy's bedside when she was shot. Hell, there were a lot of people at the hospital even when Thomas was hurt. Steffy is all we get now that Liam is hurt, plus Finn because he works there. When they make it all about Steffy, it's hard to enjoy. The Brave and the Beautiful, Bill Spencer's future. This show perfectly encapsulates Bill Bell's obsession with Jacqueline MacInnes Wood, wrote another critic of the show. JMW will be present whenever a character has the opportunity to have their own storyline. Bill ought to be fully involved in this plot. The following observation followed. As an audience, we're being robbed of some great acting from Bill, Hope, heck, even Wyatt. How is it that Bill can relate to Luna but not to his own son? Make sense of it. I would love for him to take responsibility for his previous treatment of Liam. When she found out that he had punched Liam in the face, Brooke literally divorced him. The fact that Bill is not involved in this plot is so stupid. Naturally, viewers of B&B will have to tune in every day to find out what happens next. Methods by which Finn can allow Luna into his heart. These work. Updates to the Bold and the Beautiful hint that John Finnegan can embrace Luna Nozawa in at least 3 compelling ways. B&B only needs to choose one of these narrative strategies to change Finn's perspective on bonding with his biological daughter. Write a story about a kidnapping in which Finn has to save Luna. Luna's kidnapping might be the starting point of the plot. Finn's interest and determination to intervene and save her would undoubtedly be piqued in the event of her mysterious disappearance. Remy Price could very well switch his focus to Luna instead of Electra Forrester. Imagine if Remy took Luna hostage in a remote location, especially given that he appeared to have a strong attraction toward her during their encounter at the Spencer mansion. This perilous circumstance may serve as the impetus for Finn and Luna to develop a stronger bond while they wait for Finn to arrive. Alternately, Luna might be a hero and help someone else Finn cares about. Taking on the role of rescuer could be one way for Luna to gain acceptance. She had previously held Steffy Forrester hostage, putting her in danger. However, if she is successful in rescuing Steffy in some way, there is a chance for redemption. Luna might be able to keep Steffy from getting into an accident, which might make Finn appreciate her. She could, on the other hand, help Hayes Forrester Finnegan or Kelly Spencer, thereby impressing Finn. Although playing the hero would not erase Luna's past wrongdoings, it could significantly alter Finn's perception of her, revealing her positive side and paving the way for a deeper connection between the two of them. Due to serious injuries, Luna's life is in danger. Regardless of whether Luna is involved in the chaotic kidnapping situation we discussed or the intense rescue scenario, there is absolutely the possibility that she will suffer serious harm. Luna's near-death experience may cause Finn to react strongly, marking a significant turning point in his life. There is a possibility that Luna will narrowly escape Finn, leading Finn to pursue a genuine relationship with her. The atmosphere shimmered with the kind of warmth that can only be found in fleeting, bittersweet moments as dusk draped the cliff house in its golden hues. He may even have anticipated the significance of seizing this second chance and ultimately decided to defy Steffy's wishes. Steffy had her phone buzzing in her shaking hand as she stood firmly by the window. Despite the forced smiles and laughter echoing around her, her heart felt like it was breaking open after Finn's text had hit her like a freight train. Kelly demanded selfies and pictures while Liam, who was sitting a few feet away, was laughing with her and making silly faces, unaware that their time together was evaporating like sand through a sieve. Steffy's devastation and Kelly's joy were insufferable contrasts. Kelly, full of life and laughter, danced around in her princess gown, her excitement about their living room version of the father-daughter dance lighting up the room. As he praised her dress, Liam smiled warmly and affectionately brushed a strand of her hair back to hide the increasing strain on his body. He was getting dizzy and his vision had become blurry once more just a few minutes earlier, but he refused to let it show. Although a deep sense of unease gnawed at him in the back of his mind, he was determined with every fiber of his being to make this night one to remember for his daughter. He was exhausted, much more than he admitted, and the headaches, dizziness, and erratic mental lapses were becoming more frequent. But that was not the focus of tonight. Kelly, her grin, her laugh, and the fact that his tiny hands were clutching hers as they circled on the rug were all that mattered. Steffy took the pictures with a trembling hand, trying to keep the flood of emotions from drowning her in front of her daughter. Her eyes were constantly wet with tears, not from illness, which caused her vision to become blurry. Kelly asked to see the pictures, and she barely managed to smile as she bit her lip and blinked back. "Why are you crying, Mommy?" Kelly asked without thinking. "I'm just happy. I'm just watching you and your daddy," Steffy said as she knelt next to her and wrapped her arms around her. That sums it up. Steffy's experience, on the other hand, was far more harrowing because she knew it might be one of their last. Both Kelly and Liam were hurt by the lie when Liam made a joke about how she had worn him out, apologized for being late once more, and assured Kelly that there was nothing to worry about. Steffy responded to Finn's text, "Liam is here. At our location." She could only manage it. In the meantime, at the hospital, Finn, Bridget, and Grace stood in front of the dim fluorescent lights of his office, their expressions paled at the enormity of what had just been confirmed. The scans confirmed Liam's diagnosis of an aggressive, unrelenting, and likely terminal brain tumor. Bridget pointed out that when they first treated the brain bleed, they hadn't looked for a tumor. Not through incompetence, but rather because Liam had vanished before they could perform a full workup, they had missed it. Finn was shocked. "How did we overlook this?" he mumbled. However, the issue of blame had passed. It was about how precious and fleeting time was. The meaning of Bridget's hushed remark, "We need him back at the hospital now," was clear. Each moment Liam spent away from them brought the inevitable one step closer. The phone buzzed for Finn. The message from Steffy. A raging storm was brewing in his chest as he turned to leave. Grace quietly made a phone call to confirm the diagnosis as Finn rushed out. The response remained unchanged. The words "there are no options" hung in the air like a death knell when she hung up and told Bridget. As she said, "He's so young." Bridget's mind raced to her sister Hope and the children Beth and Kelly. How were they going to get through this? How was Liam to say his goodbyes? Ridge and Taylor sat in a bubble of ignorance at the Forrester mansion, their conversation light and their hearts full. Taylor told Ridge how excited she had been for the dance and showed Ridge pictures of Kelly in her dress. Ridge reflected on fatherhood, the milestones that Liam missed, and how fortunate he was to have those times with his daughter. Taylor agreed, but she still felt a little uneasy. She mentioned how Kelly was surrounded by love and how Finn played a role in that, as well as how well Liam and Steffy co-parented. They valued Liam's perseverance, devotion, and presence. All of it was true. However, even Taylor, who was so sensitive to emotional undercurrents, was unable to comprehend the devastation that was rapidly erupting at the Cliff House. Liam's strength began to wane as Kelly dragged him into yet another dance. He chuckled, "I'd love to, but I'm so tired." Steffy picked up on the lack of energy in his voice. Steffy gently suggested it was time to go to bed after Kelly complained. That's when Finn showed up. Kelly dashed over to him and mumbled, "Daddy got super tired," about their dance. Liam gave Finn a weak smile and replied, "It's all good." But Finn and Steffy looked at each other in a way that suggested otherwise. Concerning was Liam's pallor and unusually slouched posture. He was trying his hardest to keep the mask on for Steffy, Kelly, and himself. Kelly requested that Liam tuck her in. Finn called to him after he agreed to do so. Finn said, "You're an amazing father." "Thanks, man," was Liam's response, unaware of the significance of those words. Liam swayed in Kelly's room as he bent over to move stuffed animals. His head was pounding. His vision became hazy. He brushed it off with a sharp blink. He tried to read as he climbed into bed next to her with a book in his hand. However, the words became hazy. "Daddy?" Kelly inquired. "What's going on?" Just tired, sweetheart," he said, faking a smile as he cleared his throat. Steffy confronted Finn once more in the living room, desperate for clarification. "Tell me Liam will be fine," I asked. But Finn, a friend and doctor, couldn't lie as he stood there. "There is a crowd. It cannot be used. There is no solution." Steffy recoiled. "Maybe there are ways to manage the pain and slow the symptoms." "Don't say that." However, Finn had to. "Liam is failing." The room was cleared of air. "This has to be a mistake," Steffy gasped. Everything was answered by Finn's silence. Steffy disintegrated. She considered Beth and Kelly, regarding hope about what it was like for them to lose their young father suddenly. She was thinking about Liam, who was a man who had made mistakes but loved deeply, worked hard to be a present father, and would do anything to protect his children. He was being taken away by fate at this point. Her hands trembled. Kelly was not ready for her to know. She wasn't prepared to let go of him. She was completely unprepared. In the meantime, the absence of additional voices became evident outside of the growing bubble of grief at the Cliff House. Bill Spencer was where? Where did Hope go? Wyatt? Why weren't they informed? Steffy's decision to conceal Liam's condition from Bill, the man who raised him and was there when Liam collapsed, sparked outrage among fans and jarred the narrative. The hospital had seen a flurry of visitors following Steffy's shooting. Thomas once attracted a crowd after fracturing his wrist. But Steffy and Finn were the only ones to know that Liam, the father of two, the man at the center of so many lives, was dying. The writers were criticized for putting Steffy back in the center of a storyline that could have provided complex drama from Bill, Hope, Brooke, and even Wyatt, according to critics, who were correct in their criticism. How could Bill, a man who was capable of deep love and equally intense wrath, be excluded from this? Online, fans made wild guesses. Was this a scheme to break up Bill and Liam once more? Will he discover it too late? Would he put Steffy at fault? Would Hope give up when she found out the truth? Would she accept Liam's apology for not informing her? Would she feel resentment toward Steffy for concealing it? And what would become of the children, Beth and Kelly, who detested their father and idolized him? Even more in-depth inquiries surfaced amid this raging storm. Knowing he was powerless to stop Liam's disappearance, how would Finn deal with it? Would he be consumed by guilt? Would he redouble his efforts to safeguard Steffy and Kelly in the absence of Liam? And what about Bridget? Who was aware that her sister was about to lose her soulmate and now bore the impossible burden of knowledge? The possibilities kept coming and coming. The emotional threads of this tragedy woven into a heartbreaking tapestry as night fell over Los Angeles. Kelly's sleepy smile remains etched in Liam's mind as he lay in bed next to her and watched her eyes close. Steffy, who was in the other room, collapsed into Finn's arms and quietly wept as he held her, his eyes getting dark with helplessness. Hope stared at her phone somewhere across town, wondering why Liam hadn't called. Bill also stood alone in his office at Spencer Publications and stared out the window, completely unaware that his son was living on borrowed time. It casts a haze over the room that is almost dreamlike, which contrasts sharply with the rising emotional storm that is simmering just below the surface. As Steffi lowers her phone and tries to process the devastating words that just lit up her screen, the soft sounds of the ocean crashing below appear distant, muffled by the pounding in her ears. Her wide, glistening eyes remain fixed on Finn's text. It's confirmed. We had feared it. I'm coming home. The weight of those few words is crushing. Despite the fact that everything around her continues as if the world isn't about to break apart, she has the impression that the room has lost its air. Kelly and Liam are sitting across the room.